Welcome to our Premiere Pro Getting Started video. We're going to begin our conversation by talking about file management. So, when you're getting ready to start your project and thinking about importing your video clips, what you want to do is bring those video clips into a local folder. You do not want to link those clips in your Premiere project to a device or to a camera card that might be moved. That's going to cause the files in the project to become unlinked. So by starting out with all of your files local, you'll maintain that link. It's going to prevent a lot of heartache and problems down the road. Also inside this folder, your Premiere project will live. Now, obviously, when you're bringing things off of your camera, they won't be neatly organized into folders such as B-roll and interview. You can do that at the stage you bring those over, or you can do that inside of Premiere Pro, but that's for a later video. Let's go ahead and open Premiere and create our project. So, default, a Learn More, New Features window will open. You can close that down and then begin your new project. So your new project dialog, we're going to name our project, and by default, you're going to end up going to a library. This is defaulting to the last folder I was in, and what you want to do is make sure that location goes to the same place as your video files. So I'm just going to hit Browse. There's the file that I want. I'm going to hit Choose. I can keep all the default information here, but I do like to go over to Scratch Disks, make sure that those are also going to that same folder. Then I'm going to hit OK. Once you get into Premiere Pro, if it's your first time opening Premiere, it's probably going to open in this Learning workspace. We're going to be working in our editing workspace. So go ahead and switch to that on your device. And if it looks a little different than mine, you can go to Window, Workspace, and with editing checked, reset to the save layout. We're not going to go through all of these different workspaces today, but just note that those are along this top, and I will be referencing them throughout our video series. Let's get to know our workspace just a little bit. Currently, we are in our project pane, and this has a blue box around it letting us know that the project pane is selected. And within this area are various tabs, and just kind of like the different workspaces, we'll explore those as we continue on. If you ever get lost, you can use those double arrows to return to your project pane. Inside our project pane is where we're going to import our video files. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to hit Command I, and I'm going to select all of my folders, and those will come right into my project pane. So that's one thing that's really helpful, is if you do pre-organize those, they do stay in those bins. And so there they've moved in, and we can view those in different ways. And you might have noticed I was using some words interchangeably. So in our computer system, we're probably familiar with the term files or folders. In Premiere, these are called bins. And this goes back to the day of video on tape when the big tapes were stored in bins. So here is a bin. If you didn't organize those before, you can create a bin, name it, and move your content into it. I can double click into my bins, view those again as list, as icons, or what's called freeform. And freeform lets me kind of move clips around and kind of pre-edit things, get things in a certain order. You can see that I can mouse over the clips, and that's called scrubbing the clips, and is a good way to get a preview of the clip before I work with it. From here, we jump to our source pane. Our source pane is where we will set in and out points. We can then move our clip into our timeline and start building our sequence. You'll also notice there's different tabs in our source pane: effect controls, audio clip, and metadata. To the right of the source pane is the program playback pane. This is where we're going to see our final sequence, our final project playing back. Below that, we have our audio levels. We have our timeline where we build our sequence. And then between the timeline and the project pane is our toolbar. In our next video, we're going to look at how we can set up our sequence and what that means.